Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about the sports and stuff.
And stuff. Mainly the
sports. Just a little bit of it.
Right.
Some math. You know, we like to talk math around here because we're all good at it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Let's get started. We got a big game coming up next week.
Do we?
I think there's two teams in it. One's like...
Oh, yes, I've heard lots about it. The Chelsea Bowl
weekend coming.
Is it the
is it what arena football? Is that what it is?
European.
Oh no, it's you know what it is? It's European football. We call it soccer.
We're 1 week away from being like no football.
Oh my God, don't remind me, P.
Well, yeah, but
that counts.
Hopefully we're 1 week away from all celebrating and not just one.
P gets to celebrate.
Not just that's why I said from all of us celebrating, not just one of us celebrating.
I mean,
it'd be pretty cool. Hey, I guess if their Chiefs were gonna lose, at least it's to the Eagles. But I think
it won't hurt as bad.
We get one receiver back.
Yeah, just
one receiver and Snead.
They've talked. I've heard that Juju and Tony are looking good. Like they have confidence that both of them will be able to.
I know Mekol's a no go.
Yeah, Mekol's pretty much out.
Andy already said he probably isn't playing.
Yeah, sucks. Guy really tried really hard to get back onto the field.
Right. Thing.
Sucks that we did last
Dark horse Sky Moore MVP.
Come on, man. Why you make predictions like that? You know, like what? Do you remember what happened the last time you tried to make Sky Moore prediction?
Yeah, he put his jersey and then he fumbled like 3 times.
Dude. All right. Let's
thinking about wearing his jersey Sunday. I'm not gonna
Don't do it.
You really just want it. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, besides that nonsense, maybe we should give our keys to the game, like what everybody thinks, this is going to come down to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's gonna?
You want to lead it off? You lead it off, dude. It's your
okay. I didn't even think about the question.
I was gonna say you didn't even think about your question you were gonna ask. I love it. That's perfect.
Okay. I think all right. I think it's really going to come down to the defenses, right? I think both of these offenses are pretty prolific. We've seen that both of their stats are identical essentially throughout the year, right? Like
same regular postseason.
Right, same number of points throughout the regular season and postseason. It's fucking insane. But it'll probably come down to which defense can get the key stops and maybe some turnovers, right?
Yep.
Those 1 or 2 turnovers. When we've seen the only way to beat the Eagles this year so far has been to get turnovers against them. So I really hope the Chiefs can do that. I think the Chiefs secondary has come a long way from where it started, obviously, right? Where those rookies are really coming into their own, it seems. Hopefully they can continue that, but it's the Super Bowl and they're rookies, so we'll see what happens. And then of course the line, man. That the D lines, these games come down to the trenches, right? When two evenly matched teams go against each other, it really can come down to the trenches and who can get after the quarterback the best.
And that really segues into my key of the game is the offensive and defensive lines for both teams. How the Chiefs can respond to both of those units from the Eagles, because that defensive line of the Eagles is going to be fresh most of the game with their rotation. And we've seen the tackles of the Chiefs at times get grab happy. And some refs don't like it when they do it, and some refs don't care. So,
and we are going up against refs that
happy guy.
do not like the Chiefs
Yeah.
historically. At least one guy who does not.
Yeah. And I mean, because it's well noted that these are the top 2 teams in sacks this season. The Eagles have 4 guys that have 10 or more sacks on the year, so it's just going to be how the Chiefs can respond there, and how the Chiefs can generate pressure against the Eagles' offensive line.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
mean, it seems like the Eagles, when it comes down to the trenches, the Eagles have the better offensive line and the better defense.
Yeah,
line.
I mean, because you're looking, the Eagles have 3 would have been Pro Bowl linemen had they not been in the Super Bowl, 2 of which were all pro, and then Landon Dickerson's elbow is also one of the keys to the game. Because he's going to be playing through a right elbow and a brace at guard.
Yeah. Okay.
We all know Chris Jones likes to line up over the right guard.
Yeah, but
And
he'll
over left guard, you know what I'm saying? He likes to line up on that side to generate tricky pressure. So
yeah, do what you gotta do.
That could be a key to the game right there to watch, is how Landon Dickerson's able to block with that brace on the arm potentially against a Chris Jones, or anybody who lines up over there is going to be a problem. Chiefs defense has been insane in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good about really all year about causing pressure, right? Or getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah. Sneaky, what are your keys?
Number one, the first thing is I just stay the fuck out of the game, Cheffers. Come on, man. Like, just stay out of the game.
No.
Number two, again for me, it's gonna be who do we have playing receiver? And that's maybe almost to a lesser extent than how, like, is Mahomes back to full mobility? Because I think that's going to be that might be a big key between both teams, is keeping the quarterbacks in check, like, and as far as like keeping them in the pocket. I mean, you can't keep them in the pocket, but Jalen, you can't let those dudes escape. Both teams have got to keep the quarterbacks from escaping. Now,
I mean,
I think Jalen looked all right when he does get outside the pocket is to take off and run a little bit more than look for the pass. So he kind of, this sounds like a knock. It's not. He's more of an abandon the play, go.
Yeah, Jalen, you've seen throughout the year, he does run more or just throw the ball away in those situations.
Yeah, so I mean, I know that we can lock down big name receivers, top level receivers, at least long enough to get pressure on the quarterback, but we've got to finish the play. Yeah, and that's gonna be tough against Jalen. That's gonna be real hard.
In the offensive
line. It's not like Burrow where he's a statue in the pocket.
Yeah, well, I mean, Burrow's not exactly a statue in the pocket.
Burrow led that game in rushing. So
that's kind of crazy.
Burrow's got more movement than you think, but it's going to be tough with the Eagles' offensive line to get any sort of pressure.
Yeah. This is a different offensive line than they saw with the Bengals.
Yeah, and we're talking about the 2 top offensive lines in the league, and for 2 different reasons. Like the Eagles are better pass blockers and the Chiefs are better, or vice versa. The Eagles are better run blockers, the Chiefs are better pass blockers.
And the Eagles might be better all around everything. I like for tackles could be a little better. We might have a better pass.
Yeah.
Than them.
And it's cool because the Chiefs really do. They killed it on their interior line.
Yeah.
That's a great interior line. And
you think we'd run a little more up the gut with it than we do, but
look, like pass blocking and run blocking, way 2 different skills.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was one of the funny things. You look at a lot of the linemen that the Chiefs have, and you would think this is going to be a run heavy team. Because I think you look at
because Orlando Brown, for one.
Orlando Brown, Thuney, and even Trey Smith to an extent. Those are guys that are really good run blockers out there. Creed's just I don't want to label Creed as a good run blocker or pass blocker. That dude's just a monster all around.
Yeah, he's just the best.
And then Wiley's just terrible at whatever he tries to do. I don't fucking.
Well,
you can't convince me otherwise. I think that dude needs to go.
Wiley's actually
mean,
had a good playoff run.
I think Wiley is just better. He's really good to have as
I mean, he
your number
wiped a
six. Your
yeah, he
number
wiped a
six
touchdown
guy.
off the board, got called for a stupid taunting penalty.
He's got to clean that shit
Yeah,
up.
which I mean,
Of all offensive linemen, the taunt, why was it Andrew Wiley?
Nick Wright had a point that Eli Apple could follow a dude 20 yards downfield, jawing at him and not get a flag, but as soon as Wiley does something with his hands, bam, 15 yards.
I do agree with that. I do agree.
That's true. All right, Tim, what do
Yeah,
you got,
Tim.
man?
What are yours?
My big thing is well, at least, I mean, I don't know enough about the Eagles, but for the Chiefs, is what Andy can scheme together. He's actually ranked one of the best coaches in this area of the game, but when there's a good pass rushing defense, the schemes he comes up with, he's ranked very high in that category. So if he can do that again, that will really be helpful because the Phillies D line is scary. So
It was insanely scary. Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I keep seeing. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I didn't want to send it just because P's a Philly fan, but the quarterbacks that Philly has played this year.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. Say
Jared Goff.
had a
Week
good
one, Jared Goff though.
Okay.
They didn't get
lost
rolling until
the defense lost a lot of games for the Lions this year.
oh, for sure.
Jared
Goff.
Goff.
Goff had a decent season this year. I will say
Goff
that.
is a solid.
Kirk Cousins, good quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
It was prime
Carson
time.
Wentz.
Okay.
He deserves what he got.
Week 4, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, pretty early. He kind of got into his groove the second half. He had a couple good games in early, but
All right.
Kyler Murray,
Kyler Murray, yeah, decent quarterback.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, everybody said he was better than Dak Prescott
Yeah.
until he played us.
All right. We don't have to stop on every quarterback.
You hear him
Kenny-
gassing these up.
Kenny Pickett,
Rookie, yeah.
Davis Mills,
Who?
Taylor Heineke,
Great
Matt
quarterback.
Ryan,
All right.
Aaron Rodgers / Jordan Love,
Jordan looked great.
Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis in the same game,
We gave you Malik Willis. You guys played Malik Willis too.
Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor.
Hey, Daniel Jones was a good quarterback this year. He was a playoff. He won a playoff game.
Dak Prescott,
Okay, I can't defend that one.
Andy Dalton,
Better than Dak Prescott.
Davis Webb,
Who?
Look,
Daniel Jones again,
Yeah, beat that ass.
Josh Johnson,
I mean,
and
Hey,
Brock
we also,
Purdy.
we also say don't take Brock Purdy out. We did that to them.
okay. That's that is quite the list of
Well,
Bad quarterbacks.
above.
But they did beat some good ones. They beat some good ones, though.
Above average.
that wasn't a terrible list. I mean, yeah, I will agree. Like at the time that we played Trevor Lawrence, it was he wasn't playing at his peak.
Okay, and
Davis
I
Webb,
think-
that was last game of the year, sort of shit. They were benched all their starters, so
yeah, and I mean,
it's not the
okay,
best.
Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers hung 33 and 40 points on the Eagles defense.
Yeah.
So
I do like that. That is
Hey,
encouraging.
and when we beat the Niners, we had to play the best of all 3 quarterbacks.
And then Dak Prescott, whenever the Cowboys hung
Jimmy
all
G.
those, whenever the Cowboys hung all those points on the Eagles, they created turnovers.
Oh yeah,
It was Gardner Minshew, but they were able to create 4 turnovers in that game.
I just
That's
wanted to
true.
point
That's
out
true.
that's kind of
Okay.
going around this week.
That's
It's
yeah.
going to go around. I mean, but they
And-
did. The fact
hey.
is, they played in a division with 3 teams that made it to the divisional round of the playoffs.
I mean,
They did.
we almost lost to the Broncos when
Yeah.
they still brought in Brett Ripien. So
That's
I-
true. Yeah.
And they had to play Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson wasn't a world breaker this year.
no,
I mean,
I heard a
I
good-
think
I heard a good question that I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on
Yeah.
this week. So if Aaron Rodgers leaves, Jalen's the best quarterback in the NFC, right?
yeah.
yeah, I'd say so.
Who's number 2?
number 2, yeah, that is a good tough question.
Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, like Kyler
Kyler
Murray. These
Murray.
are the people fighting for your.
Yeah, we saw last year they had kind of the going out of business sale in the offseason. as I like to call it, the NFC was selling off all their talent. It seemed like
Jared Goff, we forgot Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff had a
So
good resurgence there in Detroit.
These are the
He
names
could
you're throwing out. What are the names you're listing after Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm
Burrow,
not going to say
Allen,
the AFC,
Lawrence.
NFC.
No,
Herbert.
That's not. It's not. This isn't a point to make on the
No,
Eagles.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
Okay. I think no matter who the Eagles have played all year, they haven't played Patrick Mahomes, right? Like we could list any quarterback we want on here, but they haven't played Patrick Mahomes yet, and that could be, like Tim saying, that could be the difference.
yeah. I mean, I do think
at this point in time, Patrick Mahomes is the ultimate test for your team.
Yeah, and the only thing I say is I do hope the Chiefs go in there with more.
And you're only playing
health
the
at receiver.
second best quarterback in the league, hobbled in Mahomes. Because Nick changed it.
Nick writes your re-advised tier list.
Yes.
And Nick writes are amazing. No, I mean, I do want the Chiefs are going to need more at receiver. They can't go out there with Marcus fucking Kemp in this game.
No.
You can't have
No,
Marcus Kemp running that many
absolutely not.
routes
The
and
entire game.
Marcus Kemp won't play. Like
yeah, and I'm just saying, like
They
you
had-
can't get in a
they had
situation.
Justin Watson not suit up for that game. So
Yeah,
I think
you
so.
just can't get that far. Well, I mean, Kemp will probably dress again because no Hardman dressing, so it's just kind of a flip out.
Yeah, and we know,
So-
Tony is.
Well, I guess they would have to
stay away.
re-sign him
no,
to the roster.
you flip Watson for
'Cause
Kemp. Kemp was only out there for special teams.
Kemp reverted back to practice squad, I believe, too.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Uh,
you what, if Mahomes does
just-
something crazy, like dive sideways and throw a perfect pass, and our receivers aren't catching the ball, I'm gonna be very upset.
I'll go insane. I'll go
The
insane.
thing I think they're just needed that they need are better receivers, just because you're going to need to create separation from these corners.
Exactly.
Mhm.
The
This is
corners
a
are
good-
not a joke either.
This is a
so.
good secondary and a good D line, and that's where problems could lie if
Yeah,
you're
you-
playing with backup receivers.
You can't throw any balls you're not sure of.
Exactly, because
That-
Darius Slay wants to jump every fucking pass that's in the air.
Well,
You know, we've seen that throughout the year.
It's it'll be.
Oh, let's not forget too. It's the first time two brothers are playing against each other. It's the first time with two black quarterbacks.
I mean,
Andy Reid's facing his old team.
Nick
He's-
Sirianni's facing his old team.
He's 3-0 versus the Eagles.
Sirianni hasn't coached against the Chiefs.
I know, but Burrow
didn't
came
play
in
you guys-
Arrowhead being
We
3-0.
played you
against the
guys
Chiefs,
last
so-
year. That's not true. We played you guys last year.
Yeah.
We beat the Eagles last year with Sirianni, but that was early in the year.
Oh,
The Sirianni's first couple games. I
and
think.
it's PFF's ranked number 1 and number 2 centers going head to head.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that. I think you have the
That's
best
true. That's
best
true.
best in the game, and then the next best in the game.
Yeah.
You know,
That position.
PFF had Burrow graded higher in the AFC Championship.
Okay,
That's why I don't take
So it is a
half of what
joke.
they say, but I do agree with their
I
center.
agree with their take on centers, but
I
I'm not
agree
gonna
with-
sit
I
here
think the
and-
Chargers center's up there too. I think he could be
Even the dude who posted it was like, "I'm not
number
excited
3.
to post this. This is just what the numbers say."
yeah,
Okay, guy.
He's like, yeah, your system's flawed, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If that's what the numbers say, then you need to read.
Yeah.
If you get sacked that many times and you throw that many picks,
Yeah, you threw 2 picks, and like the
and
first
I mean, you should have
one
thrown
was
4.
all on you. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There was
and we had at
4
least one dropped with
One called back because of
McDuffie, then the other one called back. Sure, but
The PFF guy was arguing with one of the Kansas City bloggers on Twitter about it, and fucking the PFF guy didn't even have like the correct personnel like entered into the equation. Like he was trying to say the tipped pass one was like, oh, he should have, like, that wasn't his fault. He had a big giant corner on him, you know, and he was like, no, that was fucking Brian Cook. Like he's
Cook tipped
that's
it
interesting.
to Justin.
to our other corner that was on it. I mean, our one was a corner. The other one, I mean, you shouldn't have thrown that. He threw the ball into double coverage, so I don't know why.
Deep
Really?
downfield.
Way down yeah, and like it wasn't a terrible pass. You know, it was a really good play at Cook, but also
it
like
was
he threw
actually
it
going to
double
land
coverage.
right in the basket is where that ball was.
I
played.
actually like the throw because of the receivers that he has. So But I just think that was a great play. I mean, he ran the same route. I think one of you guys mentioned it to me. It was the same route they ran on that Chase touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that time they adapted to it. They're like, oh, we know this fucking route.
Trying to split the receivers. Yeah, well,
I mean, to be fair, I'd probably think that too if I was Cincinnati, that I could just
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
all up there and let those dudes get it.
All right, boys. Let's get on to our picks for the Super Bowl. Who's taking whom?
I think we know how this is shaking out.
Everyone Chiefs except for P, who is Eags.
I think that's how it's gonna shake out.
All right. I was just gonna take whoever P didn't take. So
I'm gonna go heart over head as well. Look, the Eagles have a better overall team, but the Chiefs have the best player.
I agree with your
And
probably the top
arguably the top
A
two
better-
players. Yeah.
And a better coach.
I will agree with all of that.
So
We
I
got
think
Kelsey,
Sirianni's
so-
been a good coach. I don't think that he's on Andy Reid's level.
there's nothing that obviously that's not saying anything bad about Sirianni when you're saying like, oh, he's not as good as Andy Reid. You're like, well, yeah.
Let's see.
No
The
one
point
is,
total.
I'll check.
Sneaky, you were at 8, correct?
I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
recall
Sneaky
that
was
one.
at 8. Sam was at 9, and we were at 10. I want to say 10.
That sounds about right.
So what I was thinking was,
I saved it though, so
let's also
So you
throw,
can-
let's throw the score. Let's pick a score.
you
What
had it
we
right.
think the final
Steve.
score is gonna. What's that?
You had it right.
Okay. So let's pick what we think the final score will be. And the person that comes closest to it will get an additional 5 points added onto the pick total. The person
Okay.
that comes closest. That way it gives an opportunity for Sneaky to win, Sam, Tim. Everybody gets an opportunity to actually win this outright. I'll go first. I
Yeah.
think the final score is going to be Eagles 31, Chiefs 27.
That's crazy. That's the exact score I was going to pick.
But the other way.
The other one.
Tim, do you got one?
You go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as we want it to be, just like the last game wasn't. The Chiefs game, that is. So I'll go 24-20. Chiefs.
I want to be
24 20.
Yeah.
I don't want to be crazy here.
Okay.
I don't know. I probably shouldn't. Let's go 24-17. I was going to say something crazy like 27-9.
I don't know if it's going to be a blowout.
That is funny, Sneaky,
I
that
don't-
we both had the same fucking score.
The
31.
Chiefs are due a fucking blowout for once. Okay.
I almost knew you were going to say it too.
Do
I
a
feel
blowout.
it
We
like
haven't had a blowout in so long. We're due.
Hey, that's
It's like a home
have-
run.
I don't see this game being a blowout either.
I
way.
I don't
see it being a
either,
blowout.
but
We don't
I
have to
want
have a
one.
blowout.
Sorry, P, but I want one.
Dude, did you watch any of those fucking 9 Patriots Super Bowls? None of them were blowouts. They were all close games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you look at the Chiefs Bucks game.
That one was
We don't
blowout.
want why are we bringing that? You know, Tim, I don't.
I mean, we beat the Niners by 2 scores.
Yeah, but that was far from a blowout. You
It's
know,
true. That one touchdown was late.
yeah. So
What was the last like snoozer Super Bowl?
Chiefs
ours,
suck.
the Super Bowl 55.
Oh well. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'll say that one was a snoozer.
Yes. Even last year, like last year's was good at the very end, but it was kind of like a little lackluster before that.
It was good once OBJ went down.
Let's see.
Ouch.
I didn't mean it like that.
Right. Like it's
I
just how
mean-
it worked out.
The last Patriots one was kind of a snooze fest because it was
Oh
13-3.
yeah, because the 13. Oh
Oh,
my
the-
god,
That one
was
sucked.
Jesus. That one.
The Rams
so
shouldn't have been
bad.
there. It should have been the Saints. And it should
Yeah,
have been the
and you're
Chiefs.
just imagining the Chiefs there. The whole time.
Patriots shouldn't have been there either.
That's what I'm
Denver,
saying.
Carolina, 24-10.
That
was-
one,
that
yeah, that
was
one
the
felt
blowout.
over way earlier in that game. That game was
But
a lot.
That
the
was a
last
blowout.
big blowout, Seattle Denver 43-8.
Yeah, that one was a huge
Also.
monster. I think all of your worst ones are going to involve Denver. Because
A
honestly,
lot of them
Yeah,
do.
that-
A lot of them
they
do.
got
in
blown
Super Bowl
out.
history.
John Elway got
San
blown out a
Francisco
lot.
put the all-timer on them.
But yeah, so that's our Super Bowl picks, boys.
Yeah, let's hope it's a nice, awesome.
Hopefully next
Huge
Sunday you
blowout.
guys
It's
see
not
us
too-
coming in,
Not too
cheering,
hard.
rooting, tooting. If you
Yeah,
don't see us
or
next week, it's because we're all crying.
if you
except
don't,
for
if
P.
it's just pee here, well, you know
Yeah,
the Eagles
you'll get a
won.
video, but I might be alone in this next one. So I
It
might be
could-
able to
you
convince
know-
Sneaky. Sneaky loves turmoil.
Yeah,
I know
I
if the
can't
Chiefs
promise.
lose, I know I'm not even going to try to get Sam.
Thank you.
Because I know Sam's going to be under his bed crying.
Sam's gonna be
Weeping.
emotional.
He'll be
I'm-
weeping.
You know, all right, guys. Not proud. I will react. Okay.
Sam
just-
will turn that foam finger to his right into a middle finger.
Somehow he'll do it.
Show up.
Yeah.
There was actual NFL news.
Oh yeah, we had some actual NFL news, didn't we?
Yeah, we're
Ding
getting
Dong,
to
the dick is
earlier.
retired
Tom Brady out.
for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Until he comes back. Tom Brady retired until he's not.
Tom Brady is retired, and then his kid asked for help on his math homework, and Tom said, "Nope, I'm going back to football."
I like the meme that said Tom Brady retired, came back to football to divorce his wife, went and then retired again. So now he can play golf for the rest of his life.
Well, hey, he retired, right? He's got a ton of money, a huge legacy and all this
Huge
glory
TV deal on the horizon.
on the horizon,
Oh, yeah.
and he's a bachelor.
Hey,
So,
and he's in
I
a
don't-
movie.
and he's in a
He
movie
produced
channel.
that movie. 80
So
Brady.
I don't think he's, I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
I'm not gonna lie. 80 for Brady. I won't be going out to theaters to see it, but I might if I turn on HBO Max, if I pull that up and it's on there one day, I might watch it.
May check it out.
Yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like a funny road trip movie
It's
with
got
All
Jane
old
right,
women.
Fonda
Jane
in it,
Fonda.
so yeah.
What's that?
It's got Jane Fonda, so why wouldn't you watch
Yeah.
it?
It just looks like a freaking road trip with old women, and I'm down for that.
It'll be good.
jokes about
For
dusty
sure.
vaginas. I don't know.
And they're gonna be clowning on the Falcons, dude. Like
It is the Falcons.
a whole movie to
destination.
get a whole.
That's pretty harsh.
I know they
Oh,
they were like,
speaking
which
of-
Tom
Super
Brady
Bowl
is
are
a
we gonna do
fucking
this for?
asshole.
And I mean, I think they were definitely presumptuous whenever they said that they had tickets on pre-sale for this movie, because I don't see there being a need for you to get your ticket in advance on this one. I think you can just walk right up as long as it's after 4:00.
There we
Speaking
go.
of,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah, Sean
Happened.
Payton, the Broncos gave up more draft capital and got themselves a coach.
And lost the defensive coordinator pretty late in the process.
Well,
I think this is gonna be a long play from the Broncos. Because they can bring in Sean Payton and maybe he fixes Russ, maybe he doesn't. You're kind of
You're
in a
stuck with
spot
your-
where you've got to at least go this year and next with Russ before you can reasonably think about cutting him and eating a bunch of fucking money.
Nah,
Because for the next 2 years, it's going to be way too much.
yeah,
I bet if Russ has another year like that, they are gonna move on from Russ.
What's Russ like 34, 35?
like I mean, even if they get to the
Yeah.
point of like benching Russell Wilson, like they will move on from him. Like they will.
they'll have the
I
highest
know.
paid backup in NFL history, but they'll do it.
But come on, man. If you want to win some games, like, and it's your quarterback standing in the way, it doesn't matter how much you're paying him. But yeah, I think this.
That's the thing. Like, if you got him on your, you still got that money that you're paying him. Like, how are you paying another quarterback?
I mean,
Well,
you're just
you
hoping that your
draft-
backup
You draft one. That's how.
with
You
what
fucking
picks?
draft one.
Yeah, exactly. With what picks?
Well, okay, here,
Bro,
okay,
it's a
let's talk about that,
comical.
right? So they gave up a pick. The Saints wanted 2 first rounds for Sean Payton, right? And then you're like, oh, okay, but what they got for him was still like a good haul if you weren't comparing it to 2 first round picks. They got a late first round pick this year and then a second next year. in exchange for a third from next year, and of course Sean Payton. So not exactly 2 firsts, actually a late first, and then a second from
Picks-
a different draft.
Second for a third.
So it doesn't seem like that bad of a deal for Denver when you put it in the terms of, oh, they want it 2 firsts. Like you negotiated way down from that at least.
At least.
So you if that was where the start was of them asking for 2 firsts, then you know.
Yeah,
So you-
I mean, I know because we did it to get Andy Reid, right?
Nope,
Didn't we-
Andy Reid
Nope.
was a free agent.
Nope.
He was
We
free
did it-
agent.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
they
did it to
fired.
get
Philly
we did it to
fired
get Herm
Andy.
Edwards.
that's right. See, I never like it when you get draft picks involved to get a coach.
Yeah, Herm Edwards, I want to say, and Dick Vermeil. I want to say we also got him with draft picks because he
Still under the
he had
Rams.
retired from the Rams,
Yeah.
but he was still under like contract. But it wasn't like a first rounder, I don't believe, for him or Herm.
I feel
God,
like I
hope
remember
not
just
with
giving up a
Herm.
first rounder for somebody, anybody. Anyway,
Possible. I mean,
but in addition, and they're paying him probably north of $20 million a year for this.
yeah, I want to
What
say
it's going to end up being.
20 to 25, I think.
Yeah.
But the larger point I was trying to make is I think you're like, even if this doesn't work out where he doesn't fix Russ, I think this has got to be a long-term play. Like Sean Payton's fate cannot be tied to Russell Wilson.
No.
I think this
Like,
was a clear sign.
if their
of-
owners are that goddamn dumb, then
Yeah,
we're running this division for another
this
dozen.
is why it's probably good they got him over D'Amico Ryans, even though that was their clear front runner who they wanted. Him
Well,
and
they
Jim
need an
Harbaugh,
offensive coach.
and then Sean. I
Apparently
know
they
they
were-
should have.
Their defense
Anyways.
is fine.
Rappaport was
Oh.
saying that they were like up to the minute trying to get D'Amico.
D'Amico,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, depending on who you listen to.
Yeah.
But they definitely did try for D'Amico.
Well, there were no
And
draft
even
picks
Jim
involved
Harbaugh.
with getting D'Amico
But-
Ryans.
But
Mhm.
maybe they were just, seeing what they, what
They
all
don't
they
care
could
what
do.
they have to pay.
I think that it's good
It's
that they
fucking
get.
Walmart.
Yeah. I think that it's good for them that they get a coach who has clout and more than Russell Wilson, or at least the same as Russell. Like, so that you can't be like, oh, who is it? Who are we going with, Russ or the coach? Because obviously with
Oh
Nathaniel
yeah,
Hackett,
all the blame will be squarely on him.
with
Yeah, I mean, we've
Nathaniel Hackett,
seen-
you can lay the coach as a scapegoat, and you have to because of what you're paying Russ. But now, if you bring in a big time coach, you can, say like, well, sorry, Russ, but we're gonna go with this guy, and you don't look like, complete idiots.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Sean Payton, what he's done with, quarterbacks. He made Taysom Hill look good.
Look decent.
Teddy-
Jameis Winston looked
Jameis Winston,
good for a
Teddy
little bit.
Bridgewater. I mean,
was-
Jameis Winston was an MVP candidate.
until he got hurt. I mean, Teddy
got hurt.
Bridgewater came in and went 5-0 when Drew Brees
Right.
got hurt.
He
So,
knows.
I mean,
He's very good at offense. He's very good at taking a quarterback and
and
working
really what
with
he did for
his
Drew
skills.
Brees. Drew Brees was a talented quarterback coming when he was with San Diego at the time, but
Yeah.
he really took him to another level. I mean, you can't really. Drew Brees always
That
kind of
was
had those
the-
limitations that people perceived him to have, and Peyton schemed
Yeah.
schemed a
Peyton-
lot of things open.
Well, and you could, if you paid attention to the way Denver played about the last 4 games, you could see a marked improvement in how Russ was playing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's still there. It's just, even if
At-
you do tap into it, how much is it going to get you?
We'll see. I
Because
mean,
again, he's not getting younger.
No.
they're really banking on them having a healthier roster next year, but we see it's kind of like a trend. The teams that are hurt a lot one year, they typically hurt a lot for a couple of years in a row. I mean, the Titans this year weren't healthy.
The
a lot.
Ravens.
The Chargers
Chargers every year. Like those 3 teams right there consistently have had problems over the past
Also,
5 years.
maybe.
How do they
also-
not have a consultant come in and do a deep dive on why their players are constantly
Well,
fucking?
just take a look at your training staff, maybe.
Yeah.
Like reevaluate.
I
Like,
agree.
well, but anyways, other coaches moving around.
Yeah. And Dallas hiring Brian Schottenheimer.
Brian
as their
Schottenheimer.
OC.
As what's his name? Dallas
Kellen
is
Moore.
West Coast, and
Kellen
Kellen
Moore
Moore
went to
goes to San Diego.
Los Angeles now, but yeah.
Los Angeles. He goes to wow. All right, that's where I'm at right now.
No,
Okay,
you're good.
so
We also
Kellen,
had
the
D'Amico,
guy
like
whose
we
name I
mentioned,
forgot
D'Amico
goes to-
Ryans. Congratulations to him getting the
Yeah.
head coaching job at Houston,
oh yeah, that's right.
where he played
Dang, skipped
football,
right over
where he
it.
started his career with the Houston
Yeah.
Texans.
We
Really
already talked about him with the Broncos.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I
far,
was like,
we didn't
he's already been
mention that
mentioned, but
he-
let's formally congratulate D'Amico. I think that's actually a sneaky, not even sneaky. I think
that's
it's
a
a great
really good.
hire.
I think it's a. I think
I think
yeah.
it's-
We'll ultimately
That's
see.
a
It's
that's a
tough,
building block hire.
But
It feels like a Vrabel style, a Vrabel caliber hire to me. Right
yeah,
on,
this guy, like, there no doubt your players are going to want to show up for him. Like,
you finally have a coach that could fight Mike Vrabel, and you're in the same division as him, and you might need that kind of coach to fist fight Mike Vrabel.
right. That's right.
You got
So,
him. I like it.
Yeah, it's a great move on their part. I hope it's a good move on D'Amico's part. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah,
But
they got draft capital, and that's huge.
there you go. They do. They have some great draft capital. So
Yeah.
a lot more to work with than at Denver. At least draft.
Yeah, I
capital.
don't know the exact draft. They have no number 2, and I don't know the exact
Denver-
second pick. I think it's
did
the
they-
13th because it's Cleveland.
Denver basically trade Chubb for Sean Payton.
I mean, essentially, if you want to break
Chubb
it
in a
down that way.
second for Sean Payton in a third.
Yeah, I mean, deep down, that's what they did.
That is what they did. Getting all this crap out. Well, what's our next topic?
Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl games.
Kind
of cool.
You want to restart real quick?
We didn't want to talk about all the crimes in the NFL this week. Joe Mixon and then the Eagles guy. And
yeah, that fucking guy. Well, that didn't. Yeah, that guy. I mean, yeah. What is it? Sills? Josh Sills?
The dude's a
Okay.
reserve lineman.
Yeah, he played 4 total snaps, but
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk about
what a week to
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Joe Mixon. What the fuck? All right.
Joe Mixon. They dropped all charges.
Did they?
Yeah, I saw all that today.
Okay. I'm still curious to see what that whole story was.
Yeah. No, I mean,
All right, so that's the depressing, disgusting NFL stuff.
Yeah.
We had the Pro Bowl. Yay!
Pro Bowl games. I mean, they were kind of cool.
Like
Flag
it
football.
was much more. The flag football was much more entertaining than what you normally get from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool how they broke it down. Like, so each quarterback kind of got to play short, a full game of flag football.
Right.
So, you had Tyler Huntley versus Geno Smith.
I only caught the last one, the Carr and the Cousins.
I thought the first one was the best.
Was it? Okay.
Geno and Huntley. Huntley was really focused on getting the ball to Andrews because you could tell he was like, I trust this guy a lot. It was like Kirk Cousins with Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were legit having fun.
Oh yeah, the second one we had a
and they were-
questionable touchdown by Stephon Diggs that they didn't review, which who cares? It was flag. It was cool.
Tyreek got lit up. Right?
Got lit up. Why was Devontae tossing him that ball?
Dude, Devontae set him up. That was a straight up hit.
He tossed him that ball. He did not want him to stand up. Tyreek talks too much apparently for even Devontae.
Jalen fucking Ramsey.
Hey man,
He's
that
like,
was great.
you pissed off the Chiefs, Tyreek, and they took it out on me.
In Jalen's defense, there was nothing he could do.
No, that's not on Jalen Ramsey at all. That was
he's wired to make that hit.
Yeah.
that was all based on that wouldn't have been even a hit if that ball wouldn't have been tossed back. Tyreek wasn't expecting it, so he kind of like stopped when he got it.
Yeah.
And then he gets hit because if that pitch never happens, Tyreek runs forward. Jalen misses the flag, maybe gets it, but I don't think he does.
I mean, hey,
Funny.
best play of the game.
Juice, Kyle Juszczyk. I can't pronounce that name, but Juice.
Check.
Yeah, he had a
Juszczyk,
monster
yeah.
of a game of a
He
day
did.
in the Pro Bowl.
He had a hell of a catch too. He had
Yeah,
laid
that
out
catch.
for
It was only for like 4
Yeah.
yards, but that thing was
But
fucking.
he laid out, dude. It was like
Yeah.
a full extension. Like the thing looked like it was behind him when he was catching it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, TJ Hawkinson had a good day.
I saw the only thing I've seen is the Jalen Ramsey Tyreek Hill hit.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a couple highlights from the touchdown catch contest? It's kind of like a
don't know
dunk
if I saw that
contest,
one.
and it looked way cooler than the dunk contest.
I need to look that up.
man. Yeah.
jumping over mascots to make catches. And
That's it.
Okay. Gotta.
Or are they
gotta
like
look
jumping
at it.
into like a foam pit or something?
they had a big like mat, and I think
That's
they were
it.
using a trampoline. So
There
they
you
were
go.
running and jumping off and doing like flips and trying to catch the ball and shit.
That's
Man, I don't want my players doing that shit.
no.
No.
But
They need to like put that shit all together though for like I know maybe you can't do that in one day, but I miss
Well,
it all. You, like, spread
somebody,
it out over like
Miles
4
Garrett
days. I miss all
dislocated
that
his
shit.
toe
yeah,
in the Pro Bowl. So.
the toe in the off season.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it could have been.
I mean,
In a
Yeah, but
regular
like-
game, he would come back in.
if you're doing anything physical out there, there's a chance you could get hurt. They're gonna have to do something like
Yeah. It
I
was.
mean,
It
Mahomes
actually
isn't
looked
even allowed to play basketball anymore. So
they looked like they were actually having fun, and that was the biggest thing.
they did.
Because in years past, it doesn't look like it's been fun for them.
Right. I would much rather see guys look like they're actually trying to play flag football than not trying to play real football.
Yeah.
Because that shit
Did
was
you see how legit mad Peyton Manning was?
Oh, dude, that was hilarious.
God.
Oh, are you talking about the end of the one game? Like
The last
good.
game.
the
Yeah.
last game? Yeah, he was mad at the official.
You can't run the ball inside the 5, and he took a knee. That's
He
a
took
running
it,
play.
he can't run it. What are you dude, yeah, it was great. It was great seeing like that competitive spirit
Yep.
come out of him there.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about
Last year.
Not
talk about a
NBA.
little NBA.
Yeah, not NFL news, which we've
Oh,
been
well,
mainly focused on for the
There's
past.
other sports
NFL.
happening?
Yeah, there's other sports, and it's a big one. It's
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving yet again. Man
Trade
demands
to
a
the
trade.
Mavs.
Man demands a trade, and they say, yes, sir, thank you very much. Crazy thing. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant 3 years ago made the decision to play together in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
They've played 74 games together
Wow.
in those 3 years. And it's
Not even a full season.
because, the first they signed Kevin Durant knowing that he was going to be out the whole year with the Achilles recovery. So we're not going to throw any shade at that. But I mean, Kyrie being in and out of the lineup with KD being in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Kyrie last year missing 50 something games due to not getting vaccinated against COVID. Yeah, I mean,
Here we go.
so if you were to describe this Brooklyn big three of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, it would be obviously amongst the worst free agents.
I would have told you I
Ever brought
forgot that ever happened.
Yeah,
a
I
few
mean,
years from now.
and the worst part is for Brooklyn, since they've been to Brooklyn, the second worst trade would probably be when they got Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce to go with Joe Johnson, Brooke Lopez, and Darren Williams. That team was abysmal too. So Brooklyn trying to build that team into a juggernaut is just not working.
No.
And what did the Mavs give up for this?
Spencer Dinwiddie, they gave up Dorian Finney-Smith,
Okay.
and then a first round pick, and I believe 2029, and then
Well,
a second,
alright.
and then 2 second round
Shit
picks.
happens all the time.
The first rounders unconditional too.
Yeah, and they also receive Mark Keefe Morris in the trade. So
Okay. The first
actually like this
Dinwiddie
for-
is
Dinwiddie was with Brooklyn, solid player.
okay. Well,
I just, man, not even knowing much about basketball, like, and not even factoring in the fucking circus that comes with Kyrie Irving. The fact that dude played 74 games. I mean, I guess not 74 games, but I mean, like, it feels like the dude was never available.
Yeah,
Like-
and it is because a lot of the time he just made himself unavailable.
Yeah, I mean,
Is the thing, and it was
like, why does a team want to get in business with him?
yeah, well,
Pure
especially
talent, I
after
mean,
all of the
Does
shit
that make them a championship contender?
I think that it definitely gives you, because now you give Luka Doncic another offensive weapon, a guy that can actually hit a shot. Kyrie, we know, we've seen it when he was with Cleveland. He's always a bucket getter. He averages like 27 points. We'll see.
Anyways,
Anyway, I think that does it for
Yeah,
this week,
I
guys.
think it
that'll
does.
do.
I
think we did it.
Hopefully, we'll see you guys next weekend.
Yeah, if
Hopefully,
not,
we
you'll
will.
see
Hopefully
me.
You'll see PP for sure. Hopefully you'll see the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe
in
you'll see the rest
really,
of 'em.
really good mood.
Maybe I can at least maybe me and Sneaky.
Yeah. You want me to bring anything?
Hey, whatever, man. I'm gonna make some chili and cheese dip and guacamole, maybe.
Sounds great, guys.
Okay.
All right.
We might make hot dogs so if you want a chili dog. Love chips.
Are we ending the pod or are we talking about like what you guys are gonna be eating during the Super
Both.
Bowl?
Oh, what are you gonna have at your Super Bowl?
You later, Sam.
I'm going to have the Tray of Tears hot wings.
Oh,
The kiddie
That
pool
was
of
so-
ranch. Like,
My favorite was the airdrop.
the airdrop. Yeah.
Yeah.